Yo, what's good, man? What's good, my brother? Welcome back. It's Daniel here with the Fearless Family. And it's kind of funny, I was trying to shoot this video this morning. I was just out, and there was like a daycare thing going on. Not that I went beside a daycare, but just like the neighbor, I guess like a side hustle, they just, babysit. So as I was ranting, I just hear these kids like come out from the side or whatever, and they're like belching around. And I was like, ooh, I can't rant about this right now. I can't talk about NoFap, Jiggly Johnson around all these toddlers, you know what I'm saying? So here we are now in the man cave discussing this with you. Oh, I got low battery. 5 hours and 2 minutes. Wow. It says that, and then it really only lasts like 10 minutes. You know how they deceive you. But anyways, you get a little sippity sip. Oh, it's just so good, man. To working out in the winter. Been listening to so much Skyrim Oblivion music. It's a vibe, yo. But I'm making this video for two reasons. One, because you have a right to know this, at least in the way I look at it, and the way I've positioned myself on the internet. And the things that I'm offering as someone who, not that I'm like a guru, but as someone who is like, hey, I have expertise here, I can help you here. I feel like I'm obliged to let you know what's going on in my little personal life and reboot aspect. I feel like you have a right to know that. So I want to do this for that accountability action. And, there's always a good learning lesson. And I guess you could put it in a very like stereotypical way, but there is always something to extract from it and whatnot. So it's been a great run, 149 days since that last time. I don't know when I posted that video. So kind of looking back, I posted that video about that relapse a while ago, and then I did nightmare mode. I was really inspired by Alex. I did nightmare mode the first week, where I just unplugged from social media for a bit as well. I was making videos and content, but I wasn't using social media for any entertainment purposes. I had my YouTube feed was blocked, so when I go on YouTube, I don't see videos at all. It's just blank. It's just YouTube logo and then my account at the top right. So I had a bunch of apps doing blockage action, and I just cut out everything: coffee, cannabis, everything, video games, Netflix. I was just cycling around, going to like the lake, and just like working. That's pretty much it, and reading. And then I ended nightmare mode because it was just I went into it knowing that it's not sustainable, and I was kind of just dabbling and experimenting with it because it just felt like a calling. Oh, and I wasn't listening to rap music either, like high stimulus music. So that was cool as hell. Did a week of that, and then I took it. I brought it down a notch. I brought back the music. I brought some of the fun stuff back. And then I went hard mode for about maybe like 2 months, I think, just off the top of my head. Because then I met a girl in the summertime. Shout out to her. We're still, we still got our thing going on. And that's been awesome. And then since then, I've just been normal moding it up until now, where I fapped to some prawn. It's like 3 minutes last night. No binge, no alcohol, no, like, the way I kind of look at it is, I'm not bothered at all by it. I'm not bothered. I'm not in a rut. I don't feel fucking depressed. I feel perfectly fine. Because the way I kind of look at it is like, imagine you're in the gym and you've been training for a while and you know what you're doing and you have a good flow, and then one day, you don't train, or you take a day or two off, or one day you have your cheat day or some shit. Not that like you want to treat porn as something to go back to and like, like a cheat day. But obviously when you are on your recovery path, you're going to have moments of temptation, and often there's lots of temptation, and it's just like you overcame a bunch of them up until this point here, until recently, and then there's something to learn there. But it just feels like I haven't been like swung, and I don't feel degenerated in any aspect at all, but just because it's like, this is something I've been doing for a while. And I feel blessed. I feel good. don't feel like tempted to use again. And if we want to talk about like why I relapsed, I think you guys can relate a lot. It's just this COVID shit, man. Like, everything's locked down, everything's locked up, everyone has their own way of dealing with it, everyone has different personalities, and so they're affected by it differently. I know people who they're just like, life is just the same, nothing has changed for them. There's other people who it's been insane. I know a guy who, rest in peace, I believe his dad's side of his family, like 3 people passed away in the summertime, and then I recently found out that they had a heart attack, my friend, and that's like, it's crazy, you know. Everyone's going through their own shit, everyone has their way of dealing with it, and the key here is to progress, get better with time, get better over time. You can't really be perfect, especially in like, we're in a really strange world right now. Like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? So everyone is, especially countries are affected more severely on a day-to-day basis. It's kind of like, you kind of feel like you're grasping. And I've been really nailing it down. Like, I've been doing excellent in that aspect, and I've been developing in other aspects. You know, I'm getting my gains up. I've been, you know, working on the fucking hair and whatnot, and doing other business stuff, getting back into learning other skills, getting back into reading. I've been doing so much revamp of the studio. So much good has come in this period of time. So really, don't beat yourself up, man. Don't fucking, like, it's so dumb. Literally, if you have a grip on this, I get it if you've been binging. I get it if you've been stuck in this in a while and you can't go past a week. But if you've been doing this for a while, you are that guy in the gym who you're good at what you do. You're at a level that's like excellent. You know, you look great, you're performing great, you feel great. So sometimes it's not easy. You know, sometimes you might have a day where it's just like, oh fuck, and you make a mistake and you lapse a judgment. You have that cheat day, you eat over your macros, you watch porn when you shouldn't have. And it is what it is, you know? It is what it is. You accept it, you acknowledge it. You shine light on it. You don't use that, like, you don't use the positive aspect, the positive mindset as a means to keep using. Like, you don't be like, oh, I just gotta, like, being vulnerable is cool, so I'll just, like, fuck myself up a bunch because being vulnerable is sick. Like, you don't want to get into those bad territories in your head. You always want to keep fucking pushing yourself. That's super key. But once again, understanding that mindset of like, okay, I think you've learned a majority of the shit that you needed to learn here. It's like, don't sweat it when you have the incremental rare little fuck ups. Because it's usually our, like, catastrophizing, right? When I was in therapy, I learned a lot of amazing stuff. Catastrophizing, and I'm not no therapist. This isn't medical fucking advice, okay? I'm not a financial advisor. Legal discretion waived. Don't sue me, waived. I'm protected. But yeah, what I was saying is, like, you get to a point where you don't sweat it, and when you go into these binges, usually what happens is you have mental patterns that are fucking you. So catastrophizing. Oh, I relapsed. It's the end of the world. My dignity's gone. My worth is gone. I'm a piece of shit. What are you going to do now? You might as well keep watching it. You're this bad person, right? So you blow it up, and then you have rumination where you just keep thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking. And there's a bunch. You can search it up. It's called the 10 mental distortions or cognitive distortions. 10 cognitive distortions. You watch that. That's an incredible piece of knowledge to know about yourself, because it's often not just the porn, it's how you think of it, your relationship with it, that mental habits associated with it. And that's where you get to learn the deeper aspect of, yes, you have this chemical homeostasis with prawn. You have this balance in your head, like, you know, you're hungry, you eat, you're horny, you fat, you watch the prawn, you go but there's also this deeper level of these cognitive habits happening around it, your beliefs, This is what I talk about when I work with people and shit. And it works. You know what I'm saying? Like, it works. So yeah, like, I just wanted to shoot this video to be accountable, let you know what's going on. I felt like you have a right to know this, especially just, you know, being in the position that I'm in. And when I work with people, I want it to be like 100%. I want you to know exactly, you know, what you're dealing with here. And if you are, you know, viewing me as an expert, I want you to be aware of my track record so that you can come to your own decisions, like educated decisions of what the fuck you want to do, what you want to spend your time on, what you want to spend your invest your emotions on, and invest your money in. I feel like it's your right to know this. So, yeah, it's been fucking amazing. It's been a great run, and I don't view it like runs. Do not view your streaks like runs. It's a lifestyle. The streak is actually just fucking you. There is no streak. It's just like you over time. That's it. That's all it is, really. So you over time. And like, the main point of this is, guys, there are some of you out there, you got this fucking handled. You know, you're at least at an intermediate level. Get the ball rolling with other parts of your life. Go make some gains. It's really good for your masculinity, manhood, whatever you want to call it. It's a very good way to feel balanced in your head, feel clear. That's key, man. Make sure you're working on the other aspects of your life. Experiment, take a little bit of risks, and very much so develop a skill. Make sure you can provide for yourself. It's one of the biggest, you know, a lot of self-development is about control, because when you have no control, you're usually at your worst. You usually feel depressed. You usually feel like it's the worst feeling. That's why, like, when you're in these binges, you tend to feel at your worst, because you have no fucking control over yourself. You have no control. It's like, yeah, you relapse, but then to have the control to be like, you know what? No, I'm not going to fucking use this to go further. No, I'm aware of that. Like, I'm aware of the mistake I did. That doesn't mean I'm bad. I'm going to own it. I'm going to level up. I'm going to make, you can win in that situation. This is where the gradient this is the gradient of self-development is, like, you have the black and the white of, like, NoFap and F this shit forever. And it's like, yeah, dude, I don't want to be consuming prawn. I don't want to be blasting my cannon all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something that I have as my target. But you need to recognize the fact that you're a human. You're going to make mistakes, and it's about progressing, and it's about getting better over time. It's not about this, you know, stunt, this show you put on for the fucking world. Fuck that shit. Fuck it. It's about you. It's just you versus you. That's it. That's all it'll ever be. So, you know, yeah. This just reminds me of the days when I first, started the channel. This is all it was, man. It was just a conversation with myself. If you really think about what I'm doing right here, I'm just talking to myself, really. Like, and it's an honor to have that be mirrored to you, and for it to fall into your hands to, you know, empower you. Like, that's knowledge is power, you know. So thank you for watching. Appreciate you, man. Fearless family. We got to strive to be fearless, both in our wins and times where you take L's, times where, you know, you shift the gear down, and you just gotta man up, as they say, man up, but not in the bullshit blue pill way. You know, have empathy for yourself. Don't put yourself down. Own your fucking mistakes. Be truthful, and call it a day, man. Love you guys. Stay hydrated. Make the gains. See you next time. Peace.